Okay, last time on Yakuza 4, we, um, wrapped up the last, couple of side stories, with Tanimura. First, Zhao-san showed us a letter that Mei Hua apparently got that said, if you want to meet your real father, come to West Park alone and don't tell anybody. And Tanimura obviously felt like that was super suspicious, like a super suspicious letter. So Zhao-san and him went to West Park to see what's up, and we didn't find Mei Hua there. Instead, we found a bunch of thugs who were kind of like bullcrapping about how she was probably taken by. Basically, they were saying that she got kidnapped, which is like, you know, what Tanimura suspected. Something like that was going to occur. So we beat up the guys and made them tell us where where Mei Hua was taken to. And then we headed over there and beat up all the guys. And basically rescued her from the kidnappers and kind of reunited her with her unofficial dad, Zhao-san. And then the last sub-story we did was, there was this guy in the Dragon Palace Casino who was offering to play a very dangerous game, but with Tanimura, but the reward would be a big payout. So basically, we agreed to play a Russian roulette for 3 million yen. And it's like, well, I don't really. What the hell am I gonna do with 3 million yen? We have 3 million yen now. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with it. Then afterwards, we went to Dr. Minamida and the IF-7, and we kind of bulked up Tanimura over there by fighting all the guys we can at IF-7. And, so now, today we're going to eventually get to... Oh, I must have that already. We're gonna head over to the docks eventually, but first I think I might play, one final round of, mahjong as Tanimura before we head out. Yeah, like, the only thing we really need to do right now is go to the docks and meet with Mishima. That's all we have left to do. Like, there's no other side stories. I did all the cabaret club stuff. Like, we're good. So yeah, I'll play a session of mahjong, and then we'll go and probably wrap this up. Hopefully the mahjong RNG gods are on my side today. We shall see.
胸を貸してあげるわ。
1, 2, 2, 2, 8, 9. Okay. Ooh, perfect. I don't really want to open my hand for that one, so I'd rather open it for East. I mean, if I'm gonna open my hand for East anyway, I might as well open it for this too.
Boom. Boom. Yosh. 切ったそら。
何が悪かったんだ。
風はい。ドラ2。
Alright, that's a decent opening hand. I'll take it. Hmm. 1, 3, 8, 9, 8, 9. Okay. Oh, bollocks. Okay, that's fine. That's okie doke. No, it doesn't actually help me at all.
Con.
My hand is open though, so that was a dum-dum. Well... That was kind of a dum-dum move.
Reach.
降りるわけにはいかないのよ。
ボン。ボン。
If I turn it into an all... Even all... But with a con, it might not even be an all triples hand. Boy. Might have to be 3 quads, I think. I don't think we're gonna win. That's okay. That's fine. I could have ruined my hand. Oh, shit. Oh, motherfucker. Why do I have to pay the most? Is it because I'm in the lead? Motherfucker, that was a really good hand. Okay. Realistically, I should have got rid of those wests. Okay.
Boom. Each.
余裕だよ余裕。
ああ、負けちった。
安い手ですんまへんな。誰かボケろや。東京もあかんの。
Okay. Oh, that's mildly annoying. Okay. Maybe we can get the other 4.
ソース焼きそば頼んどいて。
Uh, it's a half straight. Is there not half? I thought half straight was a thing. Maybe it's not. It's not. Okay. Well. No. Okay. I don't need that east, but I need to get rid of that dragon.
余裕だよ
I need to get rid of the
降り
east
るわ
too,
け
to
に
be
はいか
quite
ないの
honest.
よ。
安い手ですんま
当た
へんな。
らなくてよ
Or not.
中金切られてないか。
Bollocks. Okay. Oh.
リーチ。
おもろなってきたでー。
Ah. Okay, there we go. Why would I do that? No.
よし。
I'd rather have the dragon
お
hand.
もろなってきたで
降りるわけにはい
ー。
かないのよ。
おい、やるね。
Ah.
ロン。
ポン。
Okay. Hmm.
リーチ。余裕だよ、余裕。あー、なんだ
Oh,
よ。
come on.
すんまへんな。これだろ。
Oh, that was just enough to bankrupt me. Oh, you still play on 0? Okay. So I could win.
ポン。
I need to win in order to keep the round going.
G.
What the fuck?
リーチ。
おもろなってきたでー。 来た。来たそら。何が悪かったんだ。
Oh, that works.
薬杯。ドラ1。
Still, like, barely keeping afloat. It's not been a good hand.
Con.
I don't know why I did that. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, why the hell did you just do that? You idiot.
Con. ポン。 1。
降りるわけにはいかないの
余裕
よ。
だよ余裕。 G。
Uh,
なんだよ。
安い手ですんまへんな。
これだろ。
Well, now I'm bankrupt. Yeah.
Ippatsu
胸を貸してあげるわ。
締めさせてもらう。
I don't know how that happened. I should have took that.
$1本もらえる？
I should have taken that, because I don't really have a concrete hand in mind. Now I'm just going to have nothing.
Boom.
運も実力のうちってな。
マジかよ。
ソース焼きそば頼んどいて。リーチ。
降りるわけにはいかないのよ。
もうそうきたか。
My God.
ポン。
このまま突っ切る。ボン。
ロン。
Come on. You're getting the bad luck again. I swear.
ボン。
ポン。
doubt that's gonna happen, but we shall see.
リーチ。
おっと、そうきた
降りるわ
か。
けにはいかないのよ。
Yeah. Okay, now that's not happening. Need to make some kind of hand.
ロン。
Never
そん
mind.
な
No,
に
I
当てるん
don't.
じゃないわよ。
God damn it. Not north, but that worked out. That also worked out accidentally. How do I want to play this? Do I want to kill these two in the hope that... I think I'll stick to just east. I don't know what is it now? Ricci? Oh, that's a 9. I need a 7. Oh, good reading skills, Bob.
考えるほどいい手なの？
Okay, well then get rid of that.
ポン。
Open that. Drop that. Somebody wants all the Devons. I think that's what... I refuse to believe they haven't been gotten yet.
Kittasora!
何が悪かったんだ。
風はい。
That's it. Just east. That's all I got. But it was enough for a win, so ha ha! Ha ha! Let's see.
重金切られてないか。
リーチ
I don't need that. In fact, I need to get rid of it. But
ロン
never mind. Oh, I did that wrong. Fuck me. I meant to do 4, 5, 6 like an idiot. But I picked the wrong one. What a fucking dumbass.
いいつもが来るじゃない
Just end me now, why don't you?
Reach 降りるわけにはいかないのよ
Just end my life. Because I wrecked this hand. By picking the wrong one. Like a stupid ass. I could have won! But I had a full straight hand, but I fucked it.
Yosh! Reach!
おっと、そうきたか。
I need a 7 of characters is the one I'm looking for. Okay.
リーチ
おっと、そうきたか。
余裕だよ、余裕。
ロン
My God!
ース焼きそば頼んどいて。
さっさと切れよな。
ポン。
1, 2, 3, 4. We're not gonna get all simple. We're not gonna get all simples anyway because of a dragon hand. In that case.
このまま突っ切る。
Let me look at what's been discarded. What is more likely to come up as... every time. Okay. I wanted to get rid of that anyway. Sort of. Like I need a 3, which one's already been discarded, so that's great. That's just peachy. Somebody was holding them. Bollocks!
リーチ。
おっと、そうきたか。
この調子で攻めてあげ
何
る。
が悪かったんだ。
I'm kind of just here. Just here in second place. Don't mind me. I want to get a hand going. I can't. Why did I do that? Whatever. Yeah, oh yeah, because I would do. Yeah, I want that because it would do 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Yes, either one of these is fine. I don't care. That one, so it could also be all simples. Yeah.
よしリーチ
Once it won't be all simples because it's in identical sequences. Oh, come on. Every time I have a win, it's not going to give it to me because somebody else is needing the thing I need. What is this trash? Most people are like, oh, I can tell exactly what he needs. And I was like, I'm going to hoard it. I'd rather just pay out the little bit for the, Ricci declaration and go and, like, my God. Can you be so petty? Yes, yes you can. What am I talking about? 1, 3, 4. My God. I don't need. Really should be checking the discard pile. Not really in the danger zone yet, but I don't need that.
Beachy.
おっと、そうきたか。
降りるわけにはいかないのよ。
Okay, there we go. Just take that. I don't really care. Doesn't matter, really.
Long.
Especially when that immediately happens. I'm just here, minding my own business, apparently. The only time I'm about to win, the game's like, you know what? We're just gonna, let you get the draw. I was like, oh, come on. What the fuck? Five, six, seven. Should move to rid of that 8 so it doesn't try to confuse it. Well, I will do that, actually. Interesting. If I do that, that'd open my hand up, and then it'd be a lot harder to earn points. I don't really need a con. I'm not trying to get, like, extra door points.
Yosh, reach.
とそうきたか。
余裕だよ余裕。
I bet I'm gonna... Oh, I was about to say, I bet I'm gonna draw again, but nope. I got the piece I needed. One of them.
リーチ。ドラ1。
Alright, I think that's enough mahjong for now. I could keep going, but I feel like eventually I would get frustrated at how the RNG is. The RNG is... It's just one of those days where it feels kind of off to me. We don't need... Yeah, we don't need a toughness infinity in my inventory. I might stock up some more, though. Grab like a bottom row of some staminans. I got the money, why the hell not? Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Did the guy in Little Asia that sold the back alley drugs, did... That's just mail, stalking the Nakamichi. Okay. I'm trying to remember if the guy in Little Asia that sold the, like, back alley, energy drinks for cheap. I'm trying to remember if he sold, Royales. If he did, I'm gonna go buy them from him because they're cheaper. If not, then we'll have to go to the drugstore. First, let me go grab an item from Akaishi, because we just did... That was our I'm pretty sure that would have been our 50th incident resolved. And he gives you an item for every 5. So let's go collect it, and then probably promptly stuff it in the bin. And then I'll go check Little Asia. And if he doesn't have it at Little Asia, then we'll just go to Kotobuki and buy it for full price. He must have royals. I feel like I bought those royals that are in his inventory currently. So, and I've never been to Kotobuki. So I feel like the guy must have royales for cheap. So we shall see. I'm getting tongue-tied. We shall see. There we go. Gotta run on over there, and then we'll run to a taxi and go to the docks and go see what's up with Mishima. You're a rich guy. Alright, well, I'll fight you because you're a rich guy. I'll go put that in my bin at Homeland, I guess. Guess I'll save while I'm here too. Maybe I'll stick around long enough for me to get full health. Alright, and then now we're gonna go to cheap drugs guy, buy a bunch of cheap royales. That I may or may not need, but just in case, I'll take them. Like, it's better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them, right? That's how I feel. Hello, ladies. Oh, he does. Excellent. North Senryo Avenue, huh? Okay. Like, that's this one, if I recall? Senryo? No, North, so this one. Probably the same frickin' Dine and Dasher, right? Well, the game's really trying to get me to not go do the frickin' story. Buddy, I got a docks to get to. You're holding me up. Fuck you. Ah, you fuck. Whatever. What? How did you miss both bottles? At this point, it's just a contest of... waiting until he runs out of energy. Because he was going to do it before I was. Alright, the nearest taxi should be up here. Yeah. Can we finally get to the docks? Or am I allowed? Or is something else going to come up on the way? I hope not. Thank you. Just me.
カムロ署の谷村だ。お前が保護してもらいたがっているって話を聞いてやってきた。
ああ、あんたがそうか。
That's what I've been told. I've been told I'm a cop.
お前が上野清和会の三島だな。
Alright. Are you a detective? Yeah, I'm here to place you under protection.
そうだ。
Okay. And you really think you can keep me safe? Only if you keep your part of the bargain. You give me the dirt on what the Ueno Seiwa's been doing behind the scenes, and I'll make sure you stay out of harm's way. Then, that's a deal. I'll talk. Like this. Me and Ahara were ordered to go make a scene at Club Elnard. Why?
いいよ。
Dunno. Nobody said. Katsuragi just told us to stir shit up. So we followed his orders. But then that prick showed up. Well, who? Akiyama? Akiyama from Sky Finance?
そうだ。
Yeah, Akiyama. He fucked up the entire game plan. I don't remember nothing after he busted that bottle over my head. Next thing I knew, I was in the Champion District. The horror must have carried me over. Woke up surrounded by garbage bins. No sign of a horror anywhere. Why the Champion District? Two of us get shit-faced there a lot. That, and it's close to Elnard. The horror must have been freaking out. I bet someone was chasing him if he ditched me like that. Yeah, Arai was. I started looking for him so I could find out what happened and figure our next move. I had no idea what a shitstorm this whole thing had become. Yeah, it's quite the situation. It's not very good. Anyway, I'd been walking around Kamurocho for a while when, I found him. Oh, his body, anyway. I practically puked when I saw that. I couldn't even process what was going on, you know? All I knew is I was scared shitless. So I ran as far as I could. I ended up at Ueno Seiwa headquarters, but I barely remember how I got there. Found an empty room there to chill the fuck out. Thought I'd catch my breath and try to digest all the shit that just went down. That's when I heard Katsuragi. He was in the next room talking to somebody on the phone. What did he say? Well, I can't say I heard everything. He was in another room and he'd already been talking a while. but it sounded like he was talking to the cops. Word police came up a lot. But it's what he said next that freaked me out. He said, Ihara's dead just as planned. We'll get rid of Mishima as soon as we find him. I got the fuck out right then and there, thankfully before anybody saw me. I've been keeping it low pro ever since. Yeah, that's not good.
じゃあ俺は上の世話に殺されちまう。刑務所でもどこへでも行くから俺を助けてくれ。
分かった。とりあえず俺のアジトまで来い。警察で保護の体制が整うまでの間、そこでしばらく。
He gets shot, because of course he does. Oh, hi, Sugiuchi!
あんたは。杉内さん。
You're one surprise after the next, kid. Getting this close to the truth and all by yourself? I'm damn near impressed. You don't seem too fazed by all this. Let's just say I had a feeling you'd show up. So you baited organized crime to see if you could lure out the traitor? Something like that. And you're not surprised to see it's me. Not really. Though I can't say I wanted it this way. How'd you know it was me? A gambler's dumb luck? Detective's hunch? Sugiuchi-san, a good hunch comes from keen observation. Didn't you learn that back at the academy? It must have slipped my mind. So, what tipped you off? I've known you were no ordinary cop for a while now. It's your fancy shoes. They always look brand new. So what, he gets them polished? Not exactly practical for a homicide cop working murder scenes. Normal cop buys cheap shoes and wears them into the ground. The watch, too. It's way too expensive for a detective's salary. So high-end, I doubt your average person's ever even heard of the brand. If they did, their heads would explode at the price tag. Was it like a Rolex? Got a $20,000 watch on your wrist there, boy? Yeah, well, don't you have it all? Instincts and a sharp eye. Please, Sugiuchi-san. You really think it was all me?
Mm-hmm.
You haven't exactly been subtle. The rescue you staged when I met up with Katsuragi, sending Chief Hisai ahead to Homeland. It almost feels like you've been wanting me to catch on. What are you talking about? You've been working with Katsuragi for the last 25 years. But now you've grown tired of your little partnership, haven't you? I paid a visit to Archive Room 13. I saw the report of the Ueno Sewa hit. What? You and my dad were both assigned to that case. Only the two of you could have covered up something as big as Katsuragi butchering 18 of his own people. And I know it wasn't him. You were ordered by someone up top to alter the facts, weren't you? All to protect your good friend Katsuragi. Tell me I'm wrong. You shut your goddamn mouth! Wait, I guess you just shot near him? You don't know the first fucking thing about that case. Or about me!
そこまでだ。
Was it? Holy crap! It was like a sting operation.
これはここまでだ杉内。お前が上の清和会の桂木と内通していたことは割れている。無駄な抵抗はやめておとなしく投降しろ。くそ。
杉内さん、もう終わりにしましょう。
やっぱりお前ら何にも分かっちゃいねえよ。
杉内
Sour face.
てめえらごときがな、俺の正体知ったとこで結局何にもできやちなんだ。じゃあな。
動くな。
Don't move or we won't shoot. Just shoot him. If he's moving, just shoot his ass.
撃てんのかよ、須藤さんよ。
Yes. They should do that.
ここで撃ったらあんた終わりだ。日本の警察ってのはな。
Then, if they can't shoot, then why they issued guns?
一課長、何してるんですか。命令を。
これが警察って組織がひしこいて守ってる正義ってやつだ。お前にも分かったか。じゃあな。
俺は撃てるぜ。
谷村。
法律がどうこうって問題じゃねえ。要はこれが俺の警察官としての正義だ。
谷村、お前やっぱり見込みがある男だぜ。現場で30年近くデカやってる俺が言ってんだ。間違いねえよ。
それはありがたいね。
分かった。それじゃあお前の正義ってやつがどこまで本気なのか味わしてもらおうか。
待て。
I don't want to chase him. Oh boy.
杉内。
じゃあな、谷村。
Why was there a speedboat there? And why were there two? Wait a minute. We're getting to like some GTA shit here. Like, what the hell? Gonna chase him down while on a speedboat? Oh my god. Okay. Triangle shoots. Square does quick attack. Okay. What the fuck? Oh my good god. Oh, that does like a ram. Okay, so square does like a ramming attack. Oh, fudges. Oh god. This is absolute ridiculousness. What the fuck am I hitting? Oh, great. Alright, I think ramming is where the real damage comes in. Why is all this shit in the Tokyo Bay? Oh, dear God. That's funny. I'm gonna lose. Oh my good God almighty. I don't know how I'm supposed to see any of that. Oh my God, am I gonna make it? My God, that was down to the wire. I could have gone either way. Where are we now? We just like gloop back around and we're back at the docks? That'd be ridiculous. I think that's what happened. I think we're back at the docks.
Masaka, お前がここまでやるとはな。教えてやろう。おやっさんはな、俺がやったんだよ。
What?
何？
What?
てめえの親父を殺したのは
Of course!
この俺だって言ってんだ。
もう逃がさねえぜ。
手錠かけてくれでな。捕まえたと思ってんじゃねえぞ、種村。
We... Oh, his name's Junji? How are we gonna... Wait. Okay. Okay. I was about to be like, yeah, he's only... Oh, fuck! Okay, well, I deserve that. Alright, whatever. Oh, Christ, okay. god! My god! Oh my god, I'm never gonna be able to get a heat move on his ass. Oh my fucking Christ. How do you keep doing a move that stuns? And now he's in heat mode, so fuck you, basically. Is that, I guess that's him doing a heat move? Is that what that's supposed to imply? How come I can't... Man, I love the case of, oh, you got all these heat moves, but you can't use them against any of the bosses. Why do I bother having them? Why did his heat last so cocking long? Not that it matters. You can still kick my ass even after... Well, fucking let me get a move in. That's the first... It did so little! Oh, great. Why did I cancel out like all my heat? Why would that have canceled out all my heat?
さあ教えろ。俺の親父を殺したのは誰なんだ。25年前、俺の親父を荒川に捨てたのは誰なんだ。
Didn't he just say that was him?
言え。
今さら何度も言わせんな。俺だ。どうした？撃たねえのか？
なんでだよ。なんであんたなんだよ。なんで。
Who else was it gonna be?
警察官を殺さなきゃならねえんだよ。
だから言ったじゃねえか。違うんだって。俺はな、そもそも警察官じゃねえ。
Never been a cop?
俺はな、極道なんだよ。
Okay, you're a Yakuza point in the police?
俺と桂木がな、そっちの世界でいうとこの兄弟。つまり親友ってことだ。
なんだって。
俺は初めから上の清和会側の人間なんだ。警察の内部事情をスパイするために警察学校に入りデカになったヤクザ。それが俺だ。
あんたがヤクザ？
そうだ。
じゃあ25年前の上野義治襲撃事件の真犯人が桂木だということを俺の親父が知ってしまったからあんたは親父を殺したのか？
そんな簡単な話じゃねえ。そんな簡単な話じゃねえんだよ。
まだ生きてんのか？なんだこりゃ。
Huh?
ゴム弾ですよ。死ぬほどじゃないですが威力は相当なもんだったでしょう。
桂木、お前何言って。
桂木、
てめえ何して。
Is he reloading in between? Like, he would have to. Revolver only holds 6 shots, probably.
兄弟、終わったのか。
ああ、俺もちゃんと入院しねえとな。死なねえ程度に撃ってくれ。
分かった。これでお前が退院したら赤頭か。
親父の方がくたばらなきゃな。大丈夫だ。しばらくしたら目を覚ますだろう。あとは頼んだぜ。
以上が冴島大河による上野義治襲撃事件の顛末です。
なるほど。ご苦労だったな。
いえ、これが自分の仕事ですから。
ほう。嘘の報告書を書くことがかね。
何のことでしょうか。
無理がありすぎるよ、杉内君。この程度の報告書で私の目をごまかせるとでも思ったのかね。あの狭い店内、犯人の冴島が20人もの組員とやり合うにはかなり無茶な乱闘になったはずだ。当然冴島も抵抗を受けただろう。それなのに死んだ18人は皆全て正確に頭を撃ち抜かれている。この冴島という男はよほど射撃に手慣れた鉄砲玉だったんだろうね。さらに検視の報告を見ると面白いことがわかる。事件当日、組員たちは防弾チョッキを身につけていなかった。不用心にもね。そして頭を撃ち抜かれた組員たちは全員体にゴム弾を被弾したような傷があった。君も知ってるだろう。警察がボート鎮圧用に試験開発した特殊な弾丸だ。まだ実験段階ではあるが、相手を気絶させる程度の威力は十分にある。だが犯人はどうして警察関係者しか知らないはずのゴム弾を入手できたのかな。
Yeah, I wonder.
そもそも致命傷を与えることができないゴム弾で一度相手を気絶させ、その上でわざわざ実弾を使って殺害したりするものだろうか。いや、もしそうだとしたら不思議な犯人だね。そして上野義治以外に唯一生き残った桂木という男だけはなぜか肩に実弾を受けている。正確に標的の頭を撃ち抜く腕を持った犯人が桂木の時だけ狙いを外したんだろうか。
Nothing gets up.
杉内君、この事件、私の推測では桂木という男が仕組んだことだったのではないかと思う。どうかね。冴島大河は桂木に利用されただけだ。このことに有能な君が思い至らなかったとはとても思えないのだがね。
それは
杉内君、 一つ君に頼みがある。
頼み？
私に桂木勲を引き合わせなさい。そうすれば今回のこの事件、君の報告書通りの結末にするがどうだね。
Why would the chief... Okay, why would the chief want the...
宗方。ひょっとして今の警視庁副総監の？
ああ、俺らのバックにはあの宗像副総監がいる。これでお前も分かっただろう。敵は果てしなく強大な存在だ。
Oh, I'm sure we'll be fine. We can figure it out.
これで楽になった。30年だ。30年も偽りの自分を演じてきたんだ。誰にも話せず、誰にも理解されずにな。この苦しみがお前に理解できるか？
あんた
Shoot him anyway.
俺は一体何がしたかったのか。25年前のあの日、宗像を葛城に引き合わせたあの日から、俺は警察と極道両方の犬になっちまった。本当の自分の目的なんてもうすっかり忘れちまったよ。お前はいいな、デカとして生きられて。
え？
偽りとはいえ30年もデカやってると、それなりに人に感謝されたり喜ばれたりすることもあった。俺はその度に悩み苦しんだ。果たして俺は何がしたいんだろうってな。事件を解決するや人から感謝される、そんなりゃ頭じゃダメだと分かっていても心の奥底では嬉しいという感情を覚えちまう。俺もさ、お前みたいに悩んで苦しんで走って力いっぱいデカやってみたかったな。
杉内さん。
Things could have probably turned out different if you did.
逮捕しろよ。お前は自分の力で父親の敵捕まえたんだ。どうした？
一つ教えてくれ。
うん。
宗像の目的ってのは何だ？宗像はあんたや葛城を使って何をしようとしているんだ？
お前の目的は俺を捕まえることだろう。それは達成できたんだ。これ以上は知らない方がいい。
He's not gonna do that.
それじゃダメだって親父が言ってる気がするんだ。まだ事件は終わってない。だから俺は宗像を捕まえる。
それを知ったら日本の警察すべてを敵に回すぞ。それでもいいのか？
親父の死の真相を知るために刑事になった時から覚悟はできてる。
そうか。
Of course, he gets shot too. Of course. Of course, he gets shot as well.
Sugiuchi-san!
Munakata's nearby. He's gotta be, right? Oh, it's just another cop on a speedboat, probably.
Tanimura.
Should have took him in when you had the chance.
何ですか?
俺だけじゃないんだ。裏切り者は。
It's probably the guy who just shot you then.
裏切り者。Sugiuchi-san! Sugiuchi-san!
これでようやく楽になれる。ありがとう。な。
Sugiuchi-san! 目を開けろ! Sugiuchi!
Again, throttling him is definitely not a good idea. There's Munakata.
Soか。杉内が死んだか。
ええ。命令通り始末しました。
Hisai? Is the other traitor?
ええ。二人ともです。これから谷村の身の回りの事実を知る人間を始末します。
Don't kill them.
"あんた、マーちゃんに何をするつもりだ?"
Only heard one gunshot. Mei Hua could still be alive. My God, things are shaking up. Do I want to save? Yes, I do. Hey, it's our boy Kiryu! It's finally time! Chapter 1, Reunion. Alright, let's go. You didn't die? Apparently Hamazaki's also okay. It's just so convenient that everything washes up on this shore.
どうしたんだ、はるか。
よう、久しぶりだな。
お前、浜崎。
Okay, you're gonna be late for school. Let Papa Kiryu take care of this. Been bandaging a lot of prisoners recently.
ああ、はるかか。あいつはあんたのことが嫌いなんだろ
う。なるほどな。まあ、無理もね。
ところで浜崎、お前、脱獄してきたのか。
I already treated Saijima.
どうして脱獄なんかしたんだ。そんなことをしてもまた罪を重くするだけだ。そうだろう。何日か前、冴島という男がここを訪れた。その時お前の名前を口にしていたんだが。
その話本当か。
ああ。
Hey, isn't that just... It's just so convenient.
そうか。
やはり知り合いなのか。
ああ。それで冴島はどうした？ちゃんとカムロ町には行けたのか？
ああ、向かった。その後無事にたどり着いたかまではわからないがな。
そうか。そうか。
お前、あの冴島って男とはどういう関係なんだ？
兄弟だ。奴は俺の兄弟分だ。
兄弟？
キル、あんたにどうしても頼みがある。
何してるんだお前。
俺は兄弟を男にしてやりてえ。だから頼む。俺の最初で最後の頼み聞いてくれ。
I mean, I guess we could listen to you, sure. So, Hamazaki, what do you want? Well, it's kind of a long story, but Saijima, he's the guy who bumped off Yoshiharu Ueno, chairman of the Ueno Seiwa back in '85. Wait, that's... Yep. When you spend enough time in Kamurocho, you're gonna hear the story. Saijima killed 18 men all by himself that day, except we know that he didn't, so... I guess Hamazaki doesn't know that yet, but we know that. That's what they say. Anyway, the two of us only just met. Both locked up in a private prison a stone's throw away from here. What do you mean, private prison? I mean, the government's not involved. They put the contract in place, yeah, but the private sector's been running the joint since the day they broke ground. They call it Okinawa Penitentiary No. 2. Take it you never heard the name. No, I had no idea a place like that existed in Okinawa. They officially call it a correctional facility, but that's a load of bull. It's a dumping ground for washed-up Yakuza they want to snuff out for good. It was only a few days ago that Saijima got shipped down from wherever shithole they had him up in Tokyo. Which is when you met. Bingo. And you two planned the jailbreak together? More or less. So I'm the one who came up with the idea, if I'm being honest. Why don't you pick Saijima as your partner? You saw him, right? That's built like a freaking brick wall. It's true, he is pretty OP. But poorly. I knew what really happened back in 85. Truth. How do you know the truth? Go on. Back in the day, Saitama was real tight with Majima. Yeah, that Majima. You know, your eternal rival, Majima. And then Elena, say what hit? Well, when Saitama sorted those 18 guys, that was originally going to be a two-man job. Saitama and Majima. Majima-san and Saitama were accomplices? Yep. But the day of the attack, Majima never showed. That betrayal is how I convinced Saitama to break out with me. Explains why Saitama was talking about revenge when he was here. Oh, bullshit, though. Majima would have never betrayed his brother. They were both sent. By who? A guy named Shibata was headed up a third-tier Tojo family at the time. Problem is, Saitama and I got split up before I got to tell him what really happened. I think I can guess the favor you want. Yeah, you gotta tell him the truth no matter what. Why is it so important? As it stands, Saizuma's gonna try and kill Majima. Not only that, but I really respect him. He doesn't deserve to be living life in the dark, you know? Huh. I mean, sure, I only asked him to help me bust out because of how tough he is. But he actually started trusting me during the escape. Me, of all people. Look, my life's been nothing but betrayal after betrayal. I've been on both sides of that coin. Two people look beyond all that. Chose to trust me anyway. You, Saitama. Namazaki. Did we trust him? I mean, I'm not really sure we trusted him that much in Yakuza 3. I want another chance. To start over. Be a true brother to a guy who went out on a limb and actually trusted me. So I'm begging you, Kiryu-san. You gotta help me. One question first. What's that? Why do you need me to do it? Can't you just go tell Saitama all this yourself? Well, what is it, Hamasaki?
What is it?
俺が脱獄した後、サツとの取引に使おうとしていた物だ。沖縄第二刑務所なんて限りなく非合法に近い施設が生まれた経緯と、その資金面での金の流れが書かれている。
これは。
Gojo Clan, Kyohei, Jingu. Ah!
今から5年前、あんたも関係したあの登場界の消えた100
Yeah, back in Yakuza 1.
実はあの事件で動いていたあの金も沖縄第二刑務所設立の裏資金となるはずの金だったんだ。
What? They're linking it all the way back to Yakuza 1? What? They're linking it all the way back to Yakuza, they're tying it all together. Holy shit. Hey, BDT, Bugs Freak, and Kirby. How are you all doing? What the hell are Kiryu's sideburns? I think they're pretty nice sideburns. It's like, holy crap, they're tying this all into the whole, like, they're tying the whole series kind of together almost. To give it a 2 out of 10. Okay, and you did something you never did. You had a good night's sleep, which is something you haven't done in a long time. How come? How come you don't normally have a good night's sleep? A year back, when I was still suckling the Tojo clan teat. Called work? Yeah, that can't get in the way. Bad sleeping habits and late night streams. That'll do it too. Sleeping habits? What are those? Yuck, yuck. A year back, when I was still suckling the Tojo clan tea, I found out that the top brass over the Tokyo PD had their hands dirty. Real dirty, with tons of shady cash. You finished the Great Ace Attorney at 6 a.m.? Jesus. Felt dead and slept early. Woke up at 3 in the morning the next day? So you slept for almost 24 hours? Oh, no, you didn't go, no, you didn't, okay, I read that wrong. I read that completely wrong. You had a normal day afterwards, but then you went to bed early that night. Yeah, I completely misread that. You went to bed at 8 and you woke up at 3. I mean, that's a pretty good, a solid 7 hours. Granted, now your sleep schedule's kind of ruined in a different way. As long as you feel better. Found out the top brass had their hands dirty. Real dirty, with tons of shady cash. I bet you can guess where I learned all that. The snake flower. Yep. They'd been working with one of the top men on the force for years. Laundered his money through foreign banks and everything. Why go through all the trouble, though? What did the police need with all that cash? What they needed was to build what one of their highest-ranking boys called the Utopia. Penitentiary number 2. There we go. I got it out. God, sometimes words are hard. Yay. Right again. The idea was they'd build a place to toss all the convicted Yakuza they round up and go and make deals with those very same Yakuza. What kind of deals? Stuff like grabbing people to commit crimes. And when the cops came in and saved the day, everyone would think they were the heroes. Crime would become a police-controlled affair. That doesn't make any sense! That is absolutely absurd. That makes no sense whatever. Hey, Grim, how are you doing today? Yeah, an absurd power grab. Whoever handled those crimes will get big brownie points on the force. And end up rocketing up the ranks. You're feeling kind of you want to talk about it, or you just a general feeling of madness? I still can't believe the 10 billion Jingo was trying to launder through the Tojo was supposed to end up with the cops. Believe me, I was just as surprised as you when I found out. Just a general sense of meh? Okay. Yeah, I have those days sometimes too, where you just, you can't put your finger on it, but you just don't feel right. It happens to everybody, I'm sure. Even with the money getting blown to high heaven, the paper trail alone is some serious shit. Honestly, the only reason I grabbed this file in the first place is because I wanted a little dirt on the warden. Something I could use to bargain my way out of there, you know? I gotta say, I never thought I'd stumble on a shitstorm this massive. Almost feels like it's out of my league, if you get me. It almost feels like it's out of anybody's league. I don't know how, like, this seems like some way, like, top level, like, you don't know what you're fucking with kind of information. I show up on Tokyo PD's doorstep with this baby in tow, and that'd be the last anyone ever hears of me. Turns out this file's not the bargaining chip I was hoping to be. It's yours now. I don't want that. I don't want that shitstorm. You get that away from me. But why me? Because you were at the center of everything that went down 5 years ago. Hell, you even had to beat the shit out of your own brother at the end of it all. Then... Don't remind me how I had to beat up Nishiki. That was a sad moment when we had to do that. Kiryu? Come on, don't give me the silent treatment here. I just don't get it. Why did you show me that? I already told you. You gotta go to Kamurocho and tell my boy Saejima what really... There's more to it than that. I know there is. Besides, you would end up behind bars again in no time without this bargaining chip of yours. So tell me, Amazaki, what are you really after? Get this page out. Go on. Dojo clan destroyed Kamurocho Hills, so in a separate clan Tokyo PD. Ah!
俺らがいなくなっちまった登場会で今とんでもねえことが起こってるんだ。
Once again, Kiryu needs to step in and save the Tojo clan.
あんたにもう一度あの町の頂点に立ってもらいてんだよ。
Every time Kiryu thinks he gets out of the Yakuza life, he gets roped back in.
登場会がなくなっちまうんだ。
Kiryu's gotta step in once again to save the Tojo clan. Here we go. Oh, hey, Haruka. Aichi in the house. Yo! I don't remember what voices I gave these kids. We're home, Uncle Kaz. Looks like you kids had a good trip. You enjoy yourselves? Oh yeah, it was awesome. We hiked, we went camping, even saw some old bones and stuff at a museum. Wasn't it super cool, Koji? Mm-hmm. You gotta go with us sometime, Uncle Kaz. How was your grades trip, Ayako? Great. Don't worry about him.
浜崎さんだ。俺の昔からの知り合いで。
Don't call him an old friend.
はるか姉ちゃん。
この子たちに近づかないで。
はるか、
おじさんは黙ってて。私はね、この人のこと許したわけじゃないの。
Now he stabbed you?
おじさんは忘れたの。この浜崎って人は1年前おじさんのこと刺したんだよ。私、それ目の前で見てたんだよ。
I don't know if you should have said that with the kids behind you.
そうだよな。俺は悪党だもんな。
I'm a bad boy.
悪かったな、はるかちゃんよ。 その子たちに近づこうとして。
はるか、もういいだろ。
よくない。いいわけないじゃない。おじさんは本当に浜崎って人のこと信用してるの？
ああ、してるよ。
Why would
もう
you?
いい。もう私、おじさんがどうなっても知らないから。
I think Kiryu is just too trusting. And Haruka has a point here. Okay. Yeah, okay. Arf. Assuming we're going after Haruka. I assume we're going after Haruka. Proceeds to. I just started. I just started Kiryu's part. We had just earlier. I just wrapped up part 3 of the story. We finished Tanimura's segment of it, and so we start Kiryu's segment of it now. Yes, but like all 4 stories are connected. So I'm assuming we're just going to the beach to talk to Haruka. Yeah. There's like nothing else to do here. I was like, I don't even know why they gave that as a, like, oh, you have a hideout. Just come down here and talk to Haruka. You're going back to Kamurocho, aren't you? Haruka, I just don't get it, Uncle Kaz. How can you trust him so easily? I'm asking the same question. He stabbed you in broad daylight, Uncle Kaz. You almost died. I'll never trust him. Never in a million years. Alright, please. Whenever I see him, I just think back to what happened last year. What he did to you. That memory terrifies me, Uncle Kaz. Haruka. I've always believed in you. You know I have. But this time, I'm really worried. Feels like if you go to Tokyo now, you're never gonna come home. I'm sure it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You heard us talking last night, huh? Maybe you want to know what happened 5 years ago, but I don't care one way or another. I just want you to be safe. You don't care? Haruka, you lost both your parents in that incident. I lost Nishiki and Kazuma-san. If there really was something more going on behind the scenes, wouldn't you want to know what it was? I'm happy just being here with you, Uncle Kaz. That's all I need. Not the truth. Just you. Haruka.
Anshishina. Kiryu は東京へは行かない。それに俺も今すぐここを出ていくよ。
浜崎。
もう決めたんだ。俺は冴島に真実が伝わりゃそれでいい。それは他の誰かに頼むとしよ
う。Who else would help you?
キユさんよ。あのファイルのことは忘れてくれ。あんたにはここでの新しい生活があるんだろ
でもそれじゃお前が
心配すんな。俺は結構しぶとい。獄中で冴島の帰りをゆっくり待つとするよ。
浜崎。
Guess I'm gonna head down to the station now, turn myself in. Ready? Sooner the better, I figure. Anyway, I'll be seeing you, Yakuza-san. Hold on, do you even know where the police station is? Do you? I'm an adult, I got eyes. I'll find it. I'm coming with you, Hamazaki. We might have had our differences, but you at least deserve a proper send-off after all we've been going through together. Alright, BDT, you have a good stream yourself, dude. Might have had our differences, but you at least deserve a proper send-off after all we've been through together. Hey, shoot yourself. Talk to him when you're ready. Why would you not be ready? I don't understand. Like, there's nothing else to do here. Like, I can't fish. The fishing rod isn't here this time. That poppin's kind of impressive. Shadow poppin'. I don't think I could, like, go to it like, if I tried to leave, like, for example, if we walked this way. Yeah, he's just like, oh, that's just the wall now. You can't actually go that way. So, I don't understand, like, why they're letting you, like, oh, you could walk around the orphanage again, but there's, like, nothing to do, so why bother? Yep, nothing to do here. That I could even go outside. Nope. So, it's literally just, like, a needless, like, control segment here. You could, like, I guess you could save if you wanted to, but there's, like, no point to doing. You could just keep going. There's literally, like, I guess it'd be like if you have to stop playing at this point, but we don't have to do that yet. It's go time, Kiryu. You ready? Yeah, let's do it. I don't... Sure about this, Hamazaki? 100%. The only way I'm reuniting with Saijima is when we're both back in the slammer. Hamazaki. Please, why won't you listen to me? Oh my god, is that Yasuko? My brother was sent to a prison in Okinawa. I know he was. You can say, yep, that's Yasuko. Okay. You can say that all you want, lady, but I ain't never heard of this penitentiary number 2 you keep going on about. Now go home already. No, please. You have to listen to me. I'm begging you. You already have listened. Listen. I told you, we looked through the logs of every prisoner ship down here. Your brother isn't, and has never been, in an Okinawa prison. He is, I just know he is. Please, check for Taiga Saijima one more time. Please, officer. 何？
これ以上調べても同じです。とにかくもうお引き取りください。
ちょっと待ってください。
あんたもしかして冴島大河の知り合いか？
ええ。タイガは私の兄です。
ちょっと警察署の前では都合が悪いな。もしよければ少しお話を聞かせてもらえませんか？
え？もしかして兄のことで何かご存知なんですか？
We done quite a lot.
場合によっちゃあんたの力になれるかもしれん。
とにかく人目のつかない場所に行こう。お付き合いいただけますか？
はい。
Where are we now? Is this place, Kiryu? The ex-hideout of a family called the Tamashiro I crossed swords with last year. It's been empty for a while now. Oh! Has it been empty? It kind of looks like somebody's been occupying it. If there's anywhere we won't be interrupted, it's here. Oh, are you ready to talk? You might be able to find where your brother is if we pool all the information we have. Alright. Now, you said you were Taiga Saijima's sister? That's right. My name is Yasuko Saijima. I haven't seen my brother for 25 years now. Every single day I tried to visit him in prison, but they never once let me in to see him. Not a single time in all those years. And just a few days ago, I heard he was being transferred. To penitentiary number 2 down in Okinawa. As soon as they told me, I left Kamurocho and raced down here. But no matter how many times I ask, all the authorities insist such a place has never existed. So in this part of the story, where's Saijima? Saijima already went to Kamurocho at this point. He already broke out of prison with Hamazaki. Ran into Kiryu a few days ago. From Kiryu's perspective, that was a few days ago. And, we sent them up to Kamurocho, so... They'll go, I'm assuming Kiryu's going to tell Yasuko this right now. So I'm kind of just spoiling what Kiryu's about to say. That's what we walked in on. Yes, I'm at my wit's end here. Yasuko-san, yeah? Anyone who told you penitentiary number 2 doesn't exist either doesn't know the truth or was lying to you. It's real, alright. What? I should know. I've been there. You have? Oh, yeah. They gave it some fancy name and number like a regular old prison, but it's not actually government run. You ever hear of a private prison? Of course. And that's what penitentiary number 2 is? Yep. Details are gonna have to come later, though. I've got some more important news for you first. Truth of the matter is, I know your brother. You know Taiga? Mm-hmm. Oh, and here's another grain of truth for you. He's long gone from Okinawa. Probably reached Kamurocho by now if I had to guess. Me and him broke out together a few days ago. You... What? He's telling the truth. Your brother washed up at my orphanage the next day, and I ended up giving him some money to get up to Kamurocho. Sorry, Yasuko. You just missed him. Yeah, that's a bit of irony right there. In that case... I can't afford to waste any more time here. I need to get back to Kamurocho at once. I thought you said this place was abandoned, Kiryu. Yeah, that don't sound good.
変な連中が大量にビルに入ってきやがった。刺すかもしれん。どうする、キリュウ。
今警察に捕まったら説明するのに時間がかかる。とりあえずここを出よう。
はい。
Oh, it's Saito in the prison ward.
間に合わなかったか。警察じゃない。誰なんだこいつらは。
I mean, they're kind of cops, but are prison guards not considered cops?
探したぜ、浜崎。まさか生きていたとはな。
So that's the bitch who went running to the police begging to see Saejima. Who are these guys, Hamazaki? Guards. From that shithole penitentiary I was telling you about. These pricks are the cruelest goons in the business. Heh. Rich coming from an escaped convict. Look, I'll go back with you. Whatever I gotta do. Just leave these two out of it. They don't got a damn thing to do with this. No can do. Don't worry, Hamazaki. We're not gonna kill you. But you're gonna need a serious attitude adjustment once we get you back in the slammer. Might have to beat you till you change. Either way, the bitch ain't going nowhere. Why? This is between you and me. Sorry, but Warden's orders. He told me to bring him Taiga Saijima's sister, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Why would he do that? How would he even know that... What? Me? But why would... There's a load of ball. Hamazaki. Eh? Take care of Yasuko-san. What? What are you saying, Kiryu? I'll handle the guards. You stay behind me and keep her safe. Understand? Yeah, here we go. You hear that? If you want to get to Yasuko, you're gonna have to go through me. Who are you? And who are you, tough guy? Someone who spent almost a quarter of his life in prison. I can tell. They're no ordinary guards. Huff. Step aside, pal. But who knows? He might just accidentally beat you to death. I think you'll find that's not as easy as you expect. Yep, Kiryu's about to get back in action. It's your funeral. No more fucking around. Let's slaughter him! I gotta get used to let me reacclimate myself with the Kiryu fighting style. Ooh. Okay. Alright. Do I have Tiger Drop yet? Probably not. But they don't know though. Kind of. I don't think he does. That's a shame. Ah, man, that's a shame. Okay. We'll have to do this the old-fashioned way then. When do I get Tiger Drop? Oh my. Okay, I gotta go to Knockback, which is only available. You get Tiger Drop so late. Why? Oh, that's such a shame. You have to wait till at least level 11 if you like min-max it. Alright, that's fine. I gotta get out of the cocking corner. Are you the only one left? I think you are. Hold on. Grab that. Alright. So hard. Okay, hold on. What can I unlock? That's a good question. Increase agility of quick step. We'll do a charge kit. We'll grab some of these. I need heat, okay. How long? My God, how long do I have to hold that? I don't think now's the time to figure that out. You fucking stop? Do you not have grabs? No, you do. You're just so fuck. You're getting hit so many cocking times. My God, why does he have so many? Because he... What am I talking about? It's because he's fucking Kiryu. What am I... It's like, what? What? Like... Because he's Kiryu. What am I talking about? Of course he has so many things you have to unlock. It's because he's cocking Kiryu. Alright. Alright, guys. I think we're good. Maybe, oh, do we gotta keep going? Okay. Ah, I see. Oh, okay. Oh my God. We might need this. I don't have enough for that. I'm gonna grab all the ones first. That makes a lot more sense to me. Let's see. Knockdown reversal. Oh my. Okay. You have a gun, do you? Alright, hold on. You dropped your gun? Can I have your gun? Give me your gun. Thank you. I'm gonna shoot your friends with it here in a second. I'm gonna shoot Saito with it if I still have it. I do. Okay, good. Looks like it's doing fuck all for damage. That's interesting. Watch it, okay. Oh man, why can't I pick up one of these ladders? That'd be great, like a wrestling match. I pick up these benches? I can, alright. You fuck, oh my god! Pick the bench up. God, he got up like instantly. Fine, I'm fucking good. Oh God! Fucking, do you ever just stop? There we go. That's some classic Kiryu right there. Were you gonna turn yourself in anyway? Okay.
浜崎さん。
お前。
どういうわけかわからんが、安子さん、あんたも命を狙われているようだ。桐生。
ああ、分かってる。俺も一緒にカムロ町に行く。
すまねえな。あの子供たちを裏切るようなことをさせちまって。
俺はお前に頼まれてするわけじゃない。カムロ町に行くのは俺の意志だ。
Oh shit, more cops. We better go.
早く行け。こっちのことは心配するな。
ああ。行こう、安子さん。
はい。浜崎さん、ありがとうございました。兄にあなたのような親友がいたこと誇らしく思います。
やめてくれ、そういうの。
兄には必ずあなたのこと伝えます。
いいから行け。
さあ、行こう。
You okay, dude?
俺も山になっちまったみたいだな。
Oh, I think his wound opened back up. I think that's what that was. Did he die? I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like he... maybe. I don't know. Chapter 2, to Kamurocho. Back in the old stomping grounds. Oh, hey. Got back to Tanimura. Alright. Wait, Zhao-san is fine? Oh! What? Zhao-san is fine? Even already, Machan? Who killed Chief Hisui, then? You know, Zhao-san, you've been a better friend to me than I've ever been to you. Don't be ridiculous. You know that's not true. I'm just sorry the truth turned out to be so harsh. Father, murdered by another man on the force. I can barely believe it. You're telling me. Something about all this doesn't sit well with me. How will your father's spirit ever find peace? I think you'll be just fine. How do you figure? Chief Hisai, Sugiuchi-san, they were tired of being used by Munakata and Katsuragi all these years. The two of them spent their whole lives serving others. Their final moments. Those were theirs and theirs alone. They went out following their own brand of justice. Who took out Hisai? Machan. Sugiuchi-san must have known telling me the truth of what happened 25 years ago was signing his own death warrant. Well, this is, this cop is okay, because, he's not a corrupt cop. He's more of a, you know, the loose cannon cop who doesn't really play by the rules, but has a heart of gold. He's like that guy. Plus, he was one of the... He's one of the playable characters, so clearly he must be a good guy if he's a playable character. But he did it anyway. And Chief Hisai, he took his own life in order to spare... Oh, he killed himself. That's interesting. He took his own life in order to spare you, me, and Mei Hua. That explains what he said into the phone before he shot himself. Both of them will be dealt with. Yeah. Chief Hisai told Munakata I was dead so he'd stop coming after me. He spared my life so that I could do what's right. So that I could do what he never could. You mean bring Munakata down? Exactly. I feel like this should have almost been part of Part 3 still. Instead of it being here in Part 4. I guess they wanted the dramatic cliffhanger at the end of Part 3. But this is still, like, this is kind of a wrap-up for Tanimura. I feel like this should have been either at the end of Part 3 or, like, after Kiryu's part. Not, like, right in the middle of it. It's kind of weird. And how are you going to do that, Machan? Munakata is one of the most powerful men in one of the top police institutions in the world. Well, I don't think I'll be getting much help from my fellow officers, that's for sure.
Yo.
Ni hao. Akiyama-san. Phew! This shit's really hit the proverbial fan, huh? You're telling me. Anyway, what's up? You wouldn't swing by here without a good reason. You know, sometimes it's depressing how sharp you are. What happened? District Attorney's goons showed up at my office. Started tearing the place apart at the seams. Not to mention, they chucked me out on the street. Did they have a warrant? Because otherwise they're kind of, you know, breaking the law. Wait, they're investigating Sky Finance? On what grounds? They said they're looking into some kind of coercion. The exact terms eluding me at the moment. Anyway, the issue is my tests. They said I'm forcing people to do stuff they don't want to in exchange for money. Classic coercion case, I guess. Yeah, it's like I can hear the words coming out of the DA's mouth himself. Anyway, I didn't know where else to turn, so I thought I'd drop by here. Looks like I caught you at a bad time, though. Do you want me to come back later? No, your timing actually couldn't be better. Oh, yeah? Yeah. I need a hand with something, Akiyama-san. Maybe we'll get back to them eventually? Again, that just felt weird to have right at the... Like, that should have been, like, part of the wrap-up of Tanimura's part.
Kiryu-san.
Why do you have to wear the suit when you're in Kamurocho? どうやらいつものカムロ町って感じじゃないな。
It's very cop heavy. It's not normally this cop heavy.
している暇はなさそうだ。すぐにあんたのお兄さんを探そう。
え
え。だがとりあえずその前にあんたに言っておきたいことがある。ちょっとついてきてくれ。
Kiryu's like, oh, I'm going to Kamurocho. I gotta put the suit on. It's like, what? Why couldn't you just go in your Okinawan casual wear? I don't. It's like, because I never go to Kamurocho unless I mean business these days. Can't think of a better place to talk than New Serena. Tatsuko-san, there's a bar near here that I used to go to back in the day. We can catch our breath there for a bit. Gotta look good kicking ass. I mean, he looks good. He looked good in the Hawaiian shirt. That looked good on him. But yeah, you're right. He does, like, he's got to wear the iconic suit. He's not Kiryu unless he's wearing the iconic suit. Okay, I'll follow your lead. We'll just go to New Serena. There's not really much choice. Like, literally can't do anything else. Everything else is blocked off. What's this truck doing here? Is someone moving? I wanted to talk to these guys. I wonder what this truck's doing here. Other than blocking the road, I mean. You think someone's moving? I don't know. All I've seen is these beefy dudes carrying out boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes. I couldn't see what was in them, though. I hope they finish soon, either way. This isn't how I envisioned our night on the town. Oh yeah, you're so inconvenienced. Hey pal, you hear some shit's going down with the loan shark who lives here? I didn't even know there was a loan shark here. Oh yeah, up on the top floor. Looks like the cops are finally cracking down on him, though. What? What did he do? I don't know. I bet it was something nice and meaty, though. They were carrying out tons of stuff from his place. Oh, is that what's going on? Head up the stairs in the alley round back and tear Sky Finance to shreds. We're not leaving until we haul out every last document they've got. Whatever they try and say, just tell them we're under orders from the district attorney's office. That's all they need to know. Get a move on. DA? I wonder what happened. Do you have a warrant? Otherwise, this is illegal. On the way, it's gotta get to New Serena. That's what I was doing. Is this not the way? You want me to go the other... Oh, you want me to go actually go through the elevator. That's weird. I think that's the first... Actually, no, I think in 3 we had to go through the elevator, too. They are not with the DA? I mean, that could be. You're right. Not to you running the bar now?
Kiryu.
What? You were a writer last time. Why are you running a bar now? What's going on, Kiryu? You show up in a guy's bar and you don't even drop him a line first? Sorry for not letting you know, Date-san. I have some business in town. Oh, you're guessing they're not with the DA? I mean, that could be. They could be using it. Work never ends for the ex-4th chairman, huh? Nope. Every time I think I'm about to have a nice, quiet life, they keep roping me back into some Yakuza business. It's never gonna end. You got that right. Anyway, this is Yasuko Saijima. I'm here helping her with a little something. It's nice to meet you. Oh, the pleasure's all mine. She's a knockout, Kiryu. How'd you end up bringing a girl like her back here, huh? Whatever you're thinking, I guarantee you've got the wrong idea. Let's leave it at that. It's like, whatever you're thinking, you dirty old man, that ain't what's going on, trust me. By the way, where's Mama? Gone for the week. Family trouble. You know how it goes. Can sure hold it down the fort while she's gone? Yep. No pain, what with my other work and all, but she insists we keep it open for the regulars. Lucky for us that she does. Now, Kiryu, what's this little something you need to take care of? Oh, right. You mind taking a seat, Yasuko-san? Please, I just need to ask you something before we head out to find your brother. Okay. So, what is it you want to ask me? Sorry if this is a blunt question, but why do you need to see your brother so bad? Bad enough to murder for him. Wait, you what? Kiryu-san, is this really the best place to... Don't worry about Date-san. He's an ex-detective, yeah, but we can trust him, I promise. He'd never turn you in without hearing what you had to say first. Isn't that right, Date-san? Well, yeah, that's right. Now tell me the truth, Yasuko-san. Why would you go so far for your brother? Yasuko-san. Come on. It's because Tiger is everything to me. I owe him my life. What? I'm serious. If it weren't for him, I would have died years ago. Go on. I think, yeah, Sait's going to explain this. You ever heard of a living donor kidney transplant? Oh yeah, you read about those things all the time. That's when they give you a kidney from one of your relatives, right? They say you only need one after all. Right. The truth of it is, I'm the recipient of one of those living donor transplants. And your brother's the one who gave it to you, huh? That's what you meant when you said you owe him your life. You mean it? You do mean in a quite literal sense, okay? Yes. Oh, getting a transplant like that from your sibling isn't all that uncommon. I'm not judging you or anything, but do you really owe him that much for just a kidney? It's not that simple. Do you think you can explain? The kidney I got, it wasn't Tiger's. He wasn't a match. What, different blood types? Well, yes, but you trying to say you're like not biological siblings or something? But what? Why couldn't you get the transplant from your brother? Atsuko-san? It might be because they're not biological siblings. I think I get what's going on here. You and Taiga aren't actually siblings. Alright, Kiryu's gonna come out and say it if Yasuko doesn't want to. Kiryu! He's right. Taiga's my stepfather's son from his prior marriage, while my mother had me before she and my stepfather ever met. They're lovers? That'd be a little weird. I don't think so. They might not be biologically related, but I think they're still brother and sister. And where'd you find a match? Since my mother had already passed, I could track down my biological father and begged him to donate his kidney to me. Taijima. Beyond the regular difficulty of finding a kidney donor, my blood type is extremely rare. A direct relative was my only hope for a match. Once Taiga learned that, he spent every waking moment of his life scouring the city until he found my father. He was only 15 years old at the time. Still just a kid, huh? I had honestly given up hope. Before my mother died, she told me my father was nothing more than an abusive drunk with no chance of ever changing. Based on what I knew, it seemed likely he was already dead. Even if he wasn't, I didn't want to live knowing I owed my life to such a horrible man. At the time, I would have rather died than continued on carrying a part of him inside me. But Taiga wouldn't take no for an answer. He said no matter what happened, he would take care of me. Then he found your dad? Yes. Well, where was he? In Kansai. He had started working for a Yakuza organization called the Omi Alliance, handling the dirty jobs nobody else wanted to touch. The Omi Alliance, you say? They're very prominent in Yakuza 0. I wonder, Yomi? That's right. Taiga went alone to Kansai, knowing full well that my father was a Yakuza, but you don't believe begging is in his dictionary? Oh, we'll see. Yeah, I feel like he probably more likely he forced the father, but we'll see what happens. Taiga went alone to Kansai, knowing full well that my father was a Yakuza, but let me guess, they tried to extort him. Exactly. The Yakuza through and through, my father demanded a massive sum of money in exchange for one of his kidneys. How much cash are we talking here? 30 million yen. That's fucking highway robbery, dude. What the hell? 30 million? That's fun now, but that was a fortune back then. How was a kid ever supposed to get his hands on that kind of money? He wasn't. That was the point. Tiger didn't give up. He started fighting thugs in the streets of Kamurocho, trying to scrape together whatever funds he could. That would never work. Not for cash like that. Yeah, Yakuza 0 is any indication, you should have got into real estate. That's where the real money was back in the... Although, I guess the timeline we're talking about here wasn't really the economic bubble of the late 80s. It didn't. Not until Hisai-san from the Tojo clan stepped in. He gave Tiger the 30 million under one condition. He joined the Hisai family. That's how he ended up in the Tojo. All that time, Tiger never turned his back to me. Even when it seemed like all hope was lost, he supported me. He dropped out of high school, gave up on his dream of becoming a teacher, even joined the Yakuza for me. So that's what you meant when you said you owe him. That's what you said. God damn it. So that's what you meant when you said you owe him your life. That's right. He's everything to me. Not only did Tiger literally save my life, but he gave me the will to keep on living. Yasuko-san.
正直言うと、兄が18人殺した犯人とか、そうじゃないとか、真犯人が別にいるとか、そんなのはどうでもいいんです。私にとってお兄ちゃんはお兄ちゃんだから。
あんたにはここで待っていてもらう。少しこの店で頭を冷やした方がいい。
え？あ？何言ってんだキリ。こんなに切実に会いたがってるってのに。
安子さん、もし冴島がすでに死んでいたとしたら、あんたどうするつもりだ？死ぬ気なんじゃないのか。
That's a bit extreme. Yasuko-san, you keep saying you owe Tiger your life. And I get it. We all rely on other people. It's hard to keep going without someone loving you, supporting you, pushing you onward. But in your case, Tiger became more than that. He's not just your support. He's your reason to keep living. I know life hasn't been easy for you. Losing your parents is one of the worst pains imaginable. And you had to bear that burden at a far younger age than most. But having a hard life doesn't excuse the way you've lived. Not that I have any right to talk. I've made my fair share of mistakes. Kiryu. I understand why you feel so strongly, but that emotion has led you to some bad decisions. Not a stretch to say it's completely clouded your judgment. So, I need you to stay here while I go figure out where your brother is. It's for your own good. But... Kiryu. Don't worry, I'll find him. I'll make sure you two are reunited. I promise. But for now, you just need to be patient, okay? Yes, Thank you. Thank you, Yasuko-san. Take care of her. Take care of her for me, will you? You even have to ask. Yeah, now here's this hideout. Yeah. I don't know why they have to remind you about that every single time. It's like, I get it. Find Saejima. Alright. Hold on a sec, Kiryu. What's wrong? There's something I need to tell you. Couldn't really say it in there. What is it? Does it involve Yasuko-san? You bet. If she found out about this, she'd just end up getting herself into more trouble. Well, what is it? Well, you only just got here, so you probably haven't noticed, but the whole town's kind of been on edge lately. Because of Saejima? Partially, I'm sure, but there's more to it than that. What on the street is, Majima and Saejima linked up a few days ago. What? Yep. I hear Majima had his boys line the whole damn street to keep the cops off Saejima. Huh. So they've already met. Speaking of Date-san, you know where I can find Majima-san? I need to talk to him as soon as possible. Not just about Saejima. Majima-san might be able to tell me more about the connection between the top police brass, Jingu, and the Tojo clan. Police? What are you talking about? Sorry, but I can't say much more than that. Just know that there are people gunning for the Tojo. No matter what's going down, I need to hear Majima-san's side of the story. Alright. Last I heard, he took the route up on the top floor of the Millennium Tower. Starting there is your best bet. Great. Thanks, Date-san. I got an email. You got mail. The rematch from 4 years ago. Kiryu, come to the Yoshida Badminton Center. Let's finish what we started 4 years ago. 4 years ago would have been Yakuza 2. What side story was in Yakuza? What was in Yakuza 2 that they would want a rematch? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. 4 years ago, huh? That could be just about anybody. Guess I'll find out what it's about if I drop by Yoshida Batting Center. I mean, we'll do that probably, but... Want you to find out? No, that's okay. My dear apprentice, Kamaki here. It's been ages, Kiryu. If you're here in Kamurocho, come see me. I'll be waiting at my dojo in the Dragon Palace. The text from Master Kamaki. What if he had one of his apprentices write this? Probably. I mean, he's so old, he probably wouldn't have did that himself. Kamaki Dojo is inside Dragon Palace. I should probably stop by when I have the time. Maybe we'll do that right now. Looks like there's a side story back. There's a side story right next to Stardust. Maybe we could just start there. Oh, let me upgrade this. What do we got? We got 3 more of these. How many more of these boys do we got? We got a few. Okay. Wait, I was gonna check the map. Essence of pole dancing. Yeah, I remember that one. That was one of the ones that was a revelation in Yakuza 3. It's kind of interesting that you have to... I guess they want to keep it in, but they didn't want to have to make you relearn it through revelation again. Dragon Palace. There's a thing over there. We go inside the batting center. That's another one. Right here. I think we'll go talk to our let's go talk to Master Kamaki first. So basically, try to avoid the Millennium Tower as much as possible. That's the goal right now. Hey, I heard someone saw Baba over at the batting center just now. Why is that? Well, if we go to the Millennium Tower, we'll proceed with the main story. And I like to do that. I like to do, like, a lot of the side stuff first. Hey, I heard someone saw Baba over at the batting center just now. Should I know who that is? Oh, come on, you can't tell me you don't know Baba. He's super famous. He can pitch like you wouldn't believe. What do they call him again? Was it changeup? Or maybe screwball? You're asking the wrong guy. Oh, there's a celebrity over at the batting center. That's where that weird message told me to go, too. Yeah, we might go in later. Maybe. I'm gonna go talk to Master Kamaki first. I was definitely giving your Aniki the stink eye. That's definitely what happened. I'm gonna give you my fist in your face. How about that? Okay. Thank you for the cash. Kind of went the long way around to get to the Dragon Palace, but this works. Is that one inside the Dragon Palace, or building in mid-construction? I think the homeless recreation place called the Dragon Palace is in here. I'll check it out. Check it out. Hey. I'll go to the dojo. Let's go talk to Kamaki-sensei. There he is. Oh, my favorite disciple has finally returned. It has been quite a while. Yeah, looks like you're doing well as always. You'll have to come out without saying goodbye. Again! I had to hear about the whole thing from someone else. Yeah, I'm gonna do it at the end of this game too, don't worry. You're gonna probably yell at me in Yakuza 5. Again. I apologize. It wasn't the best of times. Well, I am happy to see you safe. By the way, Kiryu, have you been keeping up with your training? Well, I guess I haven't really been training as hard as I should recently. I thought so. You may be a master of the Kamaki martial arts, but technique withers without daily practice. Unbelievable. And you haven't even bothered to update your blog with all your revelations. You checked my blog? Wait, you read my blog? That's how I'm reacting. Wait a minute. You read my blog, old man? Of course I do. What kind of master would I be if I didn't know when my beloved disciple discovers new techniques? I guess, but can you even use the internet? I mean, he sent you that email. My apprentices kept bickering about how they could never get in touch with me, so I had to buy a cell phone. I even used it to text you earlier. Oh, you don't say. Well, I assumed you had your apprentices do it for you. I am going out of my way to operate these unfamiliar devices, so the least you could do is update that blog of yours. Okay, I'll update it if I see anything else. Fucking whiny, okay. Good. I look forward to reading your blog. But enough about that. You haven't been keeping up with your training. You should practice here. Okay. Practice? That's right. What you need most now is not new techniques, but strengthening your basics. I could see that, yes. I will revive that weakened, untrained body of yours by retraining you with the basics. Basics are the foundation of everything, I guess. Precisely. If you would like to practice here, I'll give you a helping hand. Tell me if you are interested. I'll do that. I'll come back to you when I have time. I mean, we can do it literally right now. Good. I'll be waiting. Seems like Master Kamaki is looking forward to my blog. I better find some revelations and update it. Yeah, just for his sake. But while we're here, we might as well do the training. Oh, Kiryu, are you here to practice? Are you ready to practice? Yes. Yeah, let's practice. Alright. Get ready, then. Practice is simple. All you have to do is fight around with one of my apprentices. I will then assess your performance and give you advice. Okay, I got it. Well then, let's get started. Fight! Test your might. Alright. Yeah, Kiryu really doesn't need much training, does he? I just need to unlock the moves that he already had. Good, I've seen enough. You're just as good as I remember you. Looks like your age isn't holding you back either. I could say the same for you. Oh, I'm going to tell you what I noticed while watching. What would that be? To see. Powers of perception never fail to impress, Master Kamaki. Your advice is right on the mark. Well, I'm not in this business just for show. Tell me, are your instincts returning to you? Yeah, thanks to your advice, I'm starting to remember how to move my body again. I feel like a new fighter now. Thank you, Master. Unarmed attack power increased. That means my punches are even more deadly. Stalking off will eat away at your skills. You must never forget to keep training. Go now, my disciple. I'll be looking forward to reading your next blog. Master, I haven't left this spot. I haven't gone to blog yet. I'm just gonna do all the practicing first. Then I might do the blog. This session, I will analyze your movements when using complex, stronger techniques. Your opponent is a tough one this time. Just shout as many special techniques as you like. However, not using them will not disqualify you. I will observe your movements and give you advice just the same. Alright. I'm assuming he's saying use heat moves because... Let's see. Oh my... Oh, okay, I see why he's saying use heat moves, because he's got a shit ton of health. Using heat moves is just gonna make this go easier. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, come on. I love how ridiculous Kiryu is, just as a fighter. Oh, hey. Okay. When using complex techniques, it's easy to get lost in the moment, causing your basics to suffer. You show slight signs of this. I see. I'm going to tell you what I noticed while watching. Yeah, thanks to your advice, it feels like my body's balance is sharper than before. Now I'll be able to channel my strength more efficiently when using complex techniques. Thank you, Master. Is that... Oh. Now heat actions are more powerful? Oh, great. Kiryu... I love when Kiryu gets, like, so beefed up that, like, nothing phases him anymore. Like, I love when that happens. By the way, have you forgotten some of your techniques? Yeah, there are some I can't remember because I'm not using them for a while. You may have forgotten them, but chances are your body hasn't. It will come back to you. Yeah, I just gotta level up. However, that doesn't apply to techniques from the journals. Remember this? It's the Black Journal. You gave it to me before. Why do you have it now? Stop screwing around. I gave it to you and you just forgot it here at the dojo. That's ridiculous. I'm sure I took it home with me. Ha! You only took the cover with you. This is the new cover that I had to get as a replacement. Sorry. That's so stupid, but alright. Well, I guess there's no use in getting fussy about it now. Here, and make sure to take it with you this time. I bet I won't. What does that do again? Hidden Blade Hook. How does that one work? Hidden Blade Raging Bull, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, because I don't remember how to use those. I don't think I ever did. You better not lose it this time. Come back soon. I have to check what those are. Oh, that's the wrong one. This would be ancient techniques? Yeah, okay. One of Miyamoto Musashi's... Oh! These are probably the abilities that were in Kenshin. Would be my guess. then they kind of... Oh, yeah, then... Yeah, that's right. We got them in Yakuza 3. They're the moves that were originally in Kensen, and they're like, well, we're just gonna reuse them because fuck it. But, like, what am I gonna fucking... What is Kiryu A going to have a sword himself? Because I rarely ever use weapons. Because especially when he gets souped up, like, you could just be fucking OP, just unarmed. Like, you kind of don't need to have a weapon. Like, his fists are the weapon. Like, you really don't need anything else. Okay. Yeah, so I would need a sword. I mean, I can get a sword. Alright. Your opponent this time is a weapons specialist. Observe him and you will learn how to maneuver yourself efficiently in armed combat. You may choose to use weapons or fight unarmed. I'll give you advice just the same. I don't even have weapons, so we'll just beat him up. I literally came over here off of the plane, or the boat, however we got to Kamurocho. I'm assuming a plane. The scariest thing about using a weapon is the possibility of being used by the weapon. Take care it does not happen to you. I see. Alright. I'm going to tell you what I noticed while watching. Master Kamaki, you sure do know a lot about weapons. Don't underestimate my knowledge. One can only add true depth to their combat by first knowing the characteristics of all weapons. So tell me, are your instincts returning to you? Yeah, thanks to your advice, I'm starting to remember how to handle weapons. I feel like a new fighter now. Thank you, Master. Okay, so if I wanted to use a weapon, now the attack power for them would be increased. I'll consider it. But, like, Kiryu's really good without a weapon. Like, he really doesn't need one. Like, some of the other characters, I'd be like, yeah, they might need a weapon. But, like, Kiryu, I really feel like doesn't need a weapon. He's a lot more versatile if you just don't use a weapon. By the way, Kiryu, don't you have something you need to say to me? I think I already expressed my gratitude. I'd like you to be so persistent, Master. No, you fool! I'm not some kind of simpleton who craves thanks for every little thing. Didn't you notice anything when I gave you the black journal last time? What do you mean? Enough already. You didn't even read it, did you? Just look at this. That the white journal? That's right. You just left the black journal here with the white journal when you left. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even notice. Unbelievable. Here, do not forget it this time. I'm going to, and you know it, Master. Mini longsword, so I think this is also ancient techniques. I'll probably ask, did I forget any other journals here? Good, I'm glad you're interested in avoiding disaster later. Yes, in fact, you did. But they aren't here anymore. What do you mean? Well, I didn't know that cell phones were so expensive. I was short on funds, so I had to sell a few of them to pay for it. You sold journals of secret techniques to buy a cell phone? That means that they're probably at the pawn shop then. You don't need any journal. The techniques live in me. That loss is nothing compared to losing the apprentice that was supposed to learn them. Well, you probably have a point there. Enough talk. I have given you all the journals I have to give, as well as all the advice I have in me. I just told you everything I know. What, is that it for the training? A bit more lax than usual, don't you think? You have already mastered my style. I have nothing left to teach you. Practice every day, and do not forget the knowledge acquired here. I understand. Thank you for everything. I don't need any thanks. I look forward to reading your blog. I better go fill it out then. Can't believe we're already done. That was easy. Yeah, it was easy. It's not this floor. It was one of these. Maybe it's in the gambling hall. This doesn't have a map, so it wouldn't count. I wonder where that side story is, because there was one like right next to the direct. Maybe I'll just walk next to it and we'll see. Okay, everybody, let's get that perfect shot. Looking for that perfect shot, then have I got the newsletter for you. This week brings two beauties. First up, we have a kidnapping in Kamurocho. An innocent child is in danger. The culprit has escaped to the rooftops. Best of luck to the sexy detective on his trail. And for number two, a plastered man charges out of the Popo in Nakamichi Alley. Let's drink responsibly, folks. Alcohol won't make you a superhero. Okay, everybody, let's get that perfect shot. I think I'll go do those then. But first, how do I trigger? Is this substory just sitting right here? I guess it is. Is it? Just calm down, okay? It's normal to feel crabby when you're hungry, because your brain speeds up the release of adrenaline and tries to make blood sugar. That's, very informative. In other words, there's a whole lot of adrenaline running through our systems right now, if you get what I'm saying. Something wrong? Huh? Oh, it's really nothing. Okay, it's actually something, but I'll take care of it. Somehow. If you're sure. Okay. Furry adventure. This is no reason for me to get involved. No, wait! Sorry, but I really do need some help here. What kind of help? You see, I was just about to deliver these guys their lunches. I work delivery part-time. Thing is, I crashed my bike. You know, totally wrecked the thing. Their lunches got wrecked too. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do. First of all, quit dragging random people into this. You sure know how to cause a scene, kid. But, wait! I'm sorry, buddy. Don't worry about this. No! Don't go! Help me out here! Man, how do I keep getting dragged into these things? Here's like, man, how do I keep getting dragged into these side stories? Mother, good lord! I've had 4 games of this already. Oh, I guess 0 wasn't technically out yet. I've had 3 games of this. How do I keep getting roped in? Are you really sure the lunches are ruined? No, I guess the rice is still pretty much edible, but the side dishes are a complete loss. And nobody wants a lunch of just rice, right? Sure, it's simple and zen and all that, but you gotta have side dishes. Obviously! And why don't you go pick up some side dishes around here? Could be expensive, but it's your responsibility after all. Oh, man, that is like the perfect idea. Why didn't I think of that? You're a genius, man. Good one, buddy. Alright. Well, good luck, kid. Thanks, man. Ow! What now? Sorry. Looks like I hurt my leg in that crash. Of course you did. Ouch. My leg must be broken. It hurts like hell when I put weight on it. If it was broken, you couldn't stand up. Anyway, I really feel bad asking and all, but would you go get the food for me? Fine. Ay, ay, ay. Guess I gotta see this through. Fine, kid, I'll help you out. Really? Dude, you mean it? Kid is starting to get on my... This kid is starting to get on my nerves. What kind of lunch was it supposed to be? It was a curry lunch. Like I said, the rice is still okay, but the sauce is a mess. Curry, huh? So I guess that's what I should go look for then. Sorry, buddy. I really hate to put you out like this. Yeah, sorry about this, but could you make it quick? Shut the fuck up, kid. Yeah, just wait here. Fucking Christ. Curry. I'm pretty sure there's a restaurant or something around here that has it. Yeah, I think Matsuya would have one. Oh, that's Conroy. Yeah, Matsuya, but that's a little close to the Millennium Tower. You can try going to that one. I wanted to go to the rooftop to do the revelation. Although, where's the nearest save point? Can he go in Little Asia? I don't know why he would be able to. The nearest save point is back at the batting center. Okay, fine. Might as well talk to these guys. What am I gonna do? I'm telling you, I've lost all my confidence. You need to pull it together. If you don't, what'll happen to the column? Do you mind if I get by? Oh, sorry. Oh, hey, if it isn't Kiryu-san! Huh? And you are? Oh, come on! I'm Minamizawa from Mars Fighters. Don't you remember how my partner caused trouble for you last year? Yes. Oh, right. So you're back in Kamurocho, huh? As I recall, you were the one who caused me trouble, not your partner. You're as sharp as ever, I see. I tell you, I'm really glad I ran into you again. Is he an acquaintance of yours? Acquaintance? Are you kidding me? This guy's known as the Phantom Third Mars Fighter. I don't remember agreeing to that. I don't either. Listen, Kiryu-san, I really need you to help me out. Help me the best way to pick up chicks. I don't follow. Oh, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Mishima, an editor for Casanova. It's a magazine for men who want to be more attractive. We're here to gather material for our column, Mars Fighter Minamizawa's Hostess Club Guide. But he hasn't had much luck hitting it off with hostesses, so we're short of material. I know. Fucking Akiyama and Tanimura had to fucking give him an article. I tell him I'm from Mars Fighters. I tell him I'm from Mars Fighters. I'm Minamizawa, but none of these girls on the side has been impressed. Minamizawa-san, you're the one who came up with the idea for this column. How could this be happening? You have to take some responsibility. God, Kiryu-san, I'm begging you. Tell me about the girls from the Jewel and Shine hostess clubs. Again, not Elise, because what if you didn't bother doing the hostess maker? If I don't do something, I'm gonna make a real ass of myself in this column. Guide to Kamurocho hostess clubs, huh? I guess I could tell you about the hostesses I've run into lately. Oh, I'd really appreciate that. We're usually at Kued's bar. Please come on by when you get a chance. Come on, Shiba-san, thank the man. You better watch how you talk to me. Anyway, yes, thank you. Magazine covers articles at stake. Alright. If I come up with anything, I'll come see you at Kued's bar. We're counting on you. We're gonna be a while before we have enough money for hostesses. Our wallet's a little thin right now. I can't really afford to go. I can afford like one visit to the hostess club, and that'd be about it. Maybe two. It would not be very many visits. We do not have enough money for that. I'm hoping I can use this save spot without triggering that story. It looks like I can, which is good.